everyone, it's TheViper here, and I'm back once again with another competitive civ overview. Today we're having a look at the Vietnamese, a civilization that has slowly become one of the best in the game, and a frequent choice in both 1v1 and team game tournaments. Their win rate is surprisingly lower than 50%, and numbers also tell us that on average, they do perform better should the game length pass 30 minutes. Interestingly, they also seem to perform better at the very low elo and the high elo than they do at the mid elo for some reason. Their best matchups are against civilizations that rely on range units, such as Dravidians, Italians and Britons, which is logical given that the Vietnamese kinda do range units better than most. On the other hand, they struggle versus great cavalry civilizations such as Lithuanians, Persians and the Franks. As I said earlier, I think they are now one of the most versatile civilizations in the game. There's not a single map where I would say they can't do a good job, as they can perform as a flank on both open maps and closed maps, as well as in a pocket situation. A flexible tech tree backed up by a great economy has made them a high priority in tournaments in general, except maybe for water maps. The Vietnamese Dark Age is completely generic, bar one thing, as they get to see the town center positions of enemies. This also includes nomad games as soon as town centers get built. It can be very helpful to know where a certain enemy civilization has spawned, or if you want to attempt to lame an enemy boar or sheep. It simply saves scouting time as you know exactly where to go. Hitting the feudal age, the civilization starts to feel its power, and you can kinda go for any opening with this civilization. I personally like to play scouts and then transition to archers a bit later in the feudal age, but as I said, every opening is pretty much viable. The economy upgrades cost no wood and research 100% faster, which also includes wheelbarrow and handcart, and it makes these upgrades a must at an earlier time compared to other civs. Saving the wood on bidax and horse collar provides a very smooth opening and contributes to the flexibility of the civilization. On top of that, archery range units have 20% extra HP, which is an incredibly strong passive bonus that cements Vietnamese as a top tier flank civ on Arabia for example, and naturally is also great in 1v1s where archers and crossbows are prominent. In the cast age, they also have one of the best cavalry archers in the game. This age continues the theme of most units being viable, but I would still lean into the range units with cavalry still remaining an option, or some sort of combination of the two of them. I would, however, probably avoid elephants and infantry unless they're absolutely required. They also don't have the greatest monastery tech tree, but should you get your unique unit up and running, you have another great tool at your disposal. The Rattan Archer will perform well in most circumstances as it has a high damage output, but particularly as a counter to other range units due to its high pierce armor. You do have quite low HP though, so you better want to avoid those mangonel hits. As you hit the Imperial Age, you want to get a bit more specific with your composition. You still have a lot of options at hand, but the cavalry archers for example do miss Parthian tactics, while your melee units cannot get the last blacksmith attack upgrade. In a 1v1 situation, you still probably want to reach a composition combining some sort of meat shield with some sort of powerful range unit behind. And on top of that, also mix in bombard cannons. The best, most cost-effective options here in my opinion are Arbalists or Rattan Archers as your range unit damage dealer, while light cavalry and halberdiers should be your meat shield and help to counter enemy cavalry units and skirmishers. Supplement this with bombard cannons with siege engineers and you have one of the best compositions for 1v1s. Bombard cannons tend to be your only real siege option, although you will find situations where you can make onagers and cap trams useful as well. As a flank for your team on both open, hybrid and closed maps, you mostly focus on range units and bombard cannons, while expecting your ally to provide the meat shield. Should gold not be a problem, battle elephants are an extremely powerful unit for the Vietnamese, as you have a unique tech that gives them another 100 HP. These elephants is also why Vietnamese can perform very well from a pocket position on closed maps, as you'll have more time to get to them. We have yet to mention their team bonus, an unlock of the Imperial skirmisher. This is also available to yourself in 1v1s, and should the game reach a point of no gold income anymore, this immediately becomes one of the best trash units in the game. Giving this option to your allies as well to aid against enemy range units can often be game decisive. They also get conscription for free upon hitting Imperial Age, arguably one of the most important upgrades in the game. And their unique tech, Paper Money, is another passive bonus where your woodchoppers collect gold by chopping trees. Makes sense. This isn't a lot, but you can expect it to generate gold similarly to roughly 1 or 2 relics depending on the amount of woodchoppers you got. Their weakness is probably water maps, but even here they're not completely useless. You have galleons, heavy demos, and elite cannon galleons as your options, but their economy cannot compensate for the lack of fast fire ships or shipwright. Hybrid maps, they don't have anything specific going for them, but will still do a fine job simply due to their overall power. The Vietnamese are a beastly civilization. Despite wanting to end up on range units, a flexible tech tree backed by a very strong economy makes them an absolute force to be reckoned with. Powerful on most map types, this civilization just feels like it has it all and is therefore recognized as one of the top tier civilizations in Age of Empires. Here's my ranking for the different categories. On land maps, I would give them an A. Hybrid and water maps would both get a B, while closed maps get an A. Through the ages, I would give them a B in the Dark Age, while Feudal Age and Castle Age both get the top score of S, followed by Imperial Age and Post-Imperial Age receiving a solid A. Vietnam also has Huang, which is probably the most scary thing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments what civilization you want to see next. Do the thumb up thingy and the subby thingy, and I'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching.